What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. Moving on to your black and gold New Orleans Saints. So Saturday, LSU was in another dogfight, you know. And let's be clear, I love the fight. There is nothing that makes me feel as alive as what these last couple, name me another form of entertainment that you passively consume that makes you feel how the last two LSU games have made you feel. I mean, it's unreal. And so I love that. But sometimes, you know what's nice too? Just a chill day where everything goes right and you don't really have to stress over anything. And that's exactly what you had in Foxborough on Sunday as you go to New England. And in an emphatic statement that Bill Belichick may be done, at least in terms of being, the grand emperor who rules the NFL, evil Bill, like the intimidation factor is shattered and gone after you go up there and you win 34-0.
As an underdog. By the way.
0. Oh, you were the underdog going in?
Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You were plus, it wasn't big. It was like plus 120, but.
Yeah, it was minus 1.5 for the Patriots right before the game.
Yeah, look, you're going into Foxborough. It's Bill Belichick. The offense had sucked. You think, okay, well, if nothing else, like Belichick's defense will be ready to go. And granted, you don't really believe Mac Jones, but you saw the Saints score 9 points last week. The problem here is Mac Jones is clearly in a tailspin. Where I don't think he's going to be able to pull out. This is probably the last we're going to be seeing of him as a starting quarterback, at least in New England. Ever since Belichick made the decision to bring in Patricia and everything last year, Mac Jones has never confided back. And right now, you do not want to be a quarterback in crisis going against this New Orleans Saints defense. There's a ton that we can talk about here. I love the offense coming alive, but this, to me, was the Carl Granderson game.
Yep.
Carl Granderson fueled everything. And there had been a little chatter, right? He had a great first 2 weeks. He gets paid, kind of disappears for a couple weeks. Everybody's, Carl Granderson's this, Carl Granderson's that, Carl Granderson sucks. And, well,
dumb.
Okay, he comes out here, 3 TFLs, 1 sack. Of course, he has the massive hit on Mac Jones. Like, that kicks off everything. Yep. You haven't scored a touchdown in forever. Carl Granderson hit Mac Jones, sets up Tyrann Mathieu for the big play pick 6, which, for LSU fans, for a lot of you Saints fans, that's like something that you love to see, breaks the touchdown drought, heightens the vibes, and all of a sudden, everything just worked after that. Shout out Carl Granderson.
Carl Granderson, 92% grade on Pro Football Focus this week, and it showed. And right underneath him, Cam Jordan, 91%. Like,
dog.
Don't you know Cam Jordan is just like, thank you, Carl Granderson. All these times and all these resources they've used to find me a partner, find me somebody that can take things away from me. Fail. Well, turns out you didn't have to be a first-round pick or even an early second-round pick to be that guy, because them together, man, you're talking about Cam Jordan playing still at a very high, elite-like level. And now it's going to be even better because you have somebody in Carl Granderson where if you double-team Cam, he can beat you. And so now you have to really think about, do I want to pick my poison? Like, where are we going to send the extra offensive lineman if they rush forward? So it has been a great tandem. And then Demario Davis played like he always does, it feels like. And when those 3 guys are going, man, this Saints team, even if the offense sputters, and the offense still struggled to run the football yesterday, they are going to be in every single game they play.
Yeah, they did commit to running it, which, granted, obviously you have the massive lead all game. And Brett Small 42 times, throwing at 26. Look, offensively, you found ways into the end zone. Olave catching a touchdown coming off of what was his worst game of his career last week felt big. Alvin Kamara finding the end zone again, as well as getting 22 carries. You still want more output than the 80 yards eventually. But it just, and then the Foster shovel pass, that's something we haven't seen a lot of, that sort of creativity Remember, much was made last week thanks to the New Orleans Football article about the complete lack of motion that was being used. And you end up, out of 70 plays, you end up motioning 17 times. Remember, coming into this game, you were motioning at about a 1% rate, which was by far the lowest in the NFL. So that's nearly like a 30% rate right there. Which I don't get how that had to be pointed out to fix, but they did it.
1%.
Credit to it. I know.
Oh my
Credit
God.
to it.
We talked about it last week. It does so many things for you. It's a great indicator. It gets guys an advantage when they motion because they can motion to give themselves that advantage. It puts you on the move. It threatens the defense. It's something, shifts and movement. I'm not saying you're out there doing it. And when we say movement, that doesn't mean jet sweeps a la Matt Canada. That's not what we're talking about. No, I mean, you motion with a purpose. You motion for a reason. Like, you get the defense's eyes to change levels because you're like, oh, man, okay, he's crossed the formation. Okay, hey, I got a hand signal over here. I hope you got the hand signal. Did you pass the hand signal to the other guy? Because that's what it does. It creates small chaos whenever you motion. And if you don't, if you just sit stagnant, that makes my job so much easier. Hey, we're going to play quarter halves. You got the halves over here. Your quarters over here. All right, let's go. And that's it. That's the final say because you're not moving. And when you move, it just threatens the defense.
Emil with a great stat saying offensive points scored by a Mac Jones offense the last 2 weeks, 3 points. 3. Defensive touchdowns scored off Mac Jones turnovers the last 2 weeks, 3. So 3 touchdowns to 3 points.
Here's another stat. Matt Jones has 4 pick sixes in Gillette Stadium. That's how many Tom Brady had throughout his whole career.
McCorkle.
At Gillette Stadium.
See, even if you don't like Derek Carr, it could be worse. Could have Mac Jones.
I thought Derek Carr arguably had his best game of the season.
No, Carr was good. I just mean like kind of the thing that we were playing with Peyton and Belichick earlier. You both lose your Hall of Fame quarterbacks. You're both trying to find your way. Like, at least you don't got Mac Jones.
For sure. But now, hopefully,
you spent a first-round pick on.
Hopefully, as things get a little less chaotic, the Saints hopefully get a little healthier, too. You see Derek Carr start to ascend a little bit. I thought that they finally had the running game. They finally had decent protection, and he did a great job of taking what the defense gave him whole game.
Well, look, I think Carr, I'm not.
If Carr can have a stat line like that, with the defense you have, with the weapons you have, I think you can certainly win a lot of games with that. It doesn't have to be what we're seeing from some of the other quarterbacks and the Tua Tagovailoas and putting up well over 300 yards every game.
Also, I think that Carr, I still think, they're still, if they can continue to win, there's potential for him to continue to gel with this. I mean, it is new. These are still new personnel. It's their first time entering battles together. It's 5 games into this. I know he's played in this league forever, but did his rapport with Michael Thomas not feel way better this game? Or, like I said, finding Olave in the back of the end zone. So, as Carmichael maybe gets to know more and more, okay, what position is going to put Derek Carr? Remember, they brought John Gruden in for that very reason. It's going to be like, hey, what do you think DC does well? What does he not? So, they're still learning these things, right? And it's not exactly the same because it's way different because Carr's played a lot longer and it's the NFL, not college. But it's some of the stuff with Jaden Daniels, right? It's okay, he got a full offseason finally and really learn and look at what is happening. Now, Carr's not going to have the benefit of an offseason, but in theory, it should continue to get better. It's not going to be just a straight climb because improvement never is. There's steps back along the way, but you could with more time on task and timing and chemistry continue to improve. Well, we'll see. We'll see with Carr.
Yes.
But it's not like Mac Jones where it's
No, I think there's still room for improvement. Some of the things that have always plagued Derek Carr kind of plagued him sometimes in New Orleans already, but you got to start to run the football better.
Yeah.
Because that is the quarterback's that's going to be a nightmare when you can't run the football effectively and then you become pass happy at with Derek Carr and where he's at in his career because still averaging barely 3 yards a carry yesterday.
Yeah.
Now, and AK felt like he did threaten the defense at times, just his presence, him being in there, but still, they have got to get that number to go up. Let's see. When you look at what yesterday was, Kamara 22 for 80, 3.6. Kendre Miller 12 for 37, 3.1. As a team, 3.2 yards per carry. Taysom had 3 for 19. He had your longest run at 12 yards.
Yeah. No, they got the offensive line remains my biggest, limiting factor on the team. It was entering the year. It has been this year. We'll see. and maybe Pete Carmichael can start to, again, as he learns Carr, what he like maybe there's a world out here where you can help the O-line a bit by maybe using things like motion and play action, everything we're talking about, but that's still, that's still the problem. This is a random aside. I have nothing. I don't think this spins in any larger conversation, but the Patriots kicker is a rookie, and he's 4 of 8 on the year. I can't imagine many worse places to be mentally as a player in the NFL than playing for a Bill Belichick team, being a rookie kicker and being 4 of 8. Again, it didn't matter, but dude, like, does he get fired? I mean,
they draft him in the 4th round. A 4th round draft pick. So
even worse. That gets
that's
even worse.
why he's still there.
Oh my God!
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
He's released if he's anybody
else. The Saints stuck
else.
with Lutz after a couple early foibles in his rookie season and ended up being great. Shout out Blake Groupie. I think the Groupie comeback from missing that field will continue. What was it, 250 yarders?
Yeah.
Yesterday, 3-0. Okay, so yep, DA being proven right on the faith he put in Groupie, and Lou Headley's pretty damn good as well.
Yeah, could have had more. Honestly, there were a few situations where the Saints had like a 56 to 60 yard kick and they punted.
Yeah.
So maybe in the future they try that with Groupie, especially if they're in the dome and not away.
Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the two guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.